And it's kind of a weird thing because I always thought, you know, Tom made me happy. Like, so then when somebody's gone, and then you start thinking, well, no, he didn't make me happy. It was me. Mm. And it was because of the way he treated me, you know, that made me happy, but...
He absolutely adored you.
Yeah, he did. When I was watching, the last time I watched the YouTube thing today, or actually watched some of it today, and at the end, there was one part where he's looking at me while I'm talking, and I'm just like, wow.
I know the look that you're talking about, because I thought the same thing when he was looking at you. Like, you could just see it. Yeah. You were his queen.
Yeah. So...
And I think that was the beauty of, I'm so glad that show happened.
I know, me too.
It was...
See, another, I mean,
yeah.
Goodness.
God coordinated that too.
He did.
So I reached out to him. I mean, we had known each other from, you know, the exit days and just being in the real estate industry and stuff like that. But, you know, we all have different paths and, you know, realms that we run in and stuff like that. But I don't know if it was a few weeks before that or a few days before that, but I was just like, you know, Tom kept popping up on my heart. Hey, you need to have him on the show, have him on the show. And then, it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad it did because, you know, that's the beauty of this format is that you can share stories. And in a way, it's, you know, it's out there to live. It has a life of its own. And, you know, it's really cool when people do come across this video and they'll say, oh, man, you know, it's good to hear his voice or his laugh or see that stare to Kris and stuff like that. So, yeah. It really captures that moment.
Right. Yeah. And that was, so actually I wasn't supposed to be there that day. I mean, you invited Tom and then last minute, Tom's like, you know, you should come too. And I'm like, you know, it was funny because I was getting, my Peloton bike was getting delivered that day. And I'd waited, I don't know, back then because of COVID, it was like months to get it. And they didn't tell you what time or anything. And I'm like, well, if I get it in time and I, you know, I'll be there. And it just so happened that, you know, it worked out that I was able to be there. And like now in hindsight, I'm like, wow, so glad. I mean, I can't believe that I wouldn't have made it, but just because, even back then, just because he was, I mean, you know, because he was ill. I mean, we didn't think that, I mean, we were planning 5, 10, 20 years out. You know, I wasn't thinking that was going to be an issue. I didn't think, you know, a little less than 5 months later, and he's gone.
Yeah, the conversation that day was very hopeful, left on a high note. You know, it certainly wasn't a poor me by any means. I mean, I think what I got from the episode was just that that divine internal persistence, that godly hope that he had. I mean, like you're saying, I mean, he was into that book, and which I'm about 50 pages into, by the way, so I'm reading it. And but there was hope.
Yeah, yeah.
A bright future ahead.
Well, he had a lot to live for.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that a lot. There's a lot of, because I go into my memories, or I try. I don't do it every day, but I try to go into like his memories, because a lot of times he'll have memories way from back when I wasn't on Facebook. So, and then I'll tag myself. So then now, you know, I'll get them to come up on mine. But he had he made a lot of comments like, I have a lot to live for. And I mean, not that that's going to make a difference, because again, it's not our will, it's God's will. He knows when our last breath's going to be taken. But he was fighting, for sure. He was a fighter.
Yeah.